Today's lesson is on how do we solve equations with variables on both sides. Solve the equation 96 minus 4.5y minus 3.2y equals 5.6y plus 42.80. Take a second to copy down the question. The first thing I'm going to look for is to see if there's any like terms on the left hand side. I notice that negative 4.5y and negative 3.2y are like terms. When I combine those, I get negative 7.7y equals 5.6y plus 42.80. I look to see if there's any other like terms on the left hand side. There are no like terms on the left side. Now I look to the right side. There are no like terms on the right hand side. I notice that I have a variable on both sides. I have a y on the left and a y on the right. I need to move all of my variables to one side and all my non-variables to the other side. I'm going to move this 7.7y to the right hand side, so I do the opposite. So I'm going to add 7.7y to both sides. When I do that, this 96 just comes down. Negative 7.7y plus 7.7y cancels out. When I add 5.6 plus 7.7y, I get 13.3y plus 42.80. Now, since I moved all my variables to the right hand side, I need to move my non-variables to the left hand side. So I need to subtract 42.80 from both sides. When I subtract 42.80 from both sides, 96 minus 42.80 is equal to 53.2 equals 13.3y comes down, and 42.80 minus 42.80 cancels out. Now this is a simple one-step equation. I'm going to divide both sides by 13.3. 53.2 divided by 13.3 is 4, and 13.3y divided by 13.3 cancels out, and I'm just left with y. So my final answer is y equals 4. Question 2. Class A was given a flower with a height of 8 centimeters that grows at a rate of 3.5 centimeters each week. Class B was given a flower with a height of 10 centimeters that grows at a rate of 3.25 centimeters each week. After how many weeks are the sunflowers the same height? Take a second to copy down the question. The first thing I have to determine is what the question is asking me for. The question is asking me, after how many weeks are the sunflowers the same height? In math, the word same is important. In this situation, the word same means equal. So I need to know how many weeks are they going to be equal in height. My first thing is I'm going to label my variable. I'm going to say that x equals the number of weeks. Now, I'm going to write an expression for each class. So I have class A. Class A, their sunflower is 8 centimeters, so that's our starting point, and it grows, so it's going to be a positive 3.5 centimeters each week. So I'm going to have to multiply that by x. Now I'm going to have to write an equation for class B. Class B sunflower starts at a height of 10 and it grows, so it's going to be another positive 3.25 each week, so 3.25 times x. Since I want to know when these two flowers are going to be the same height, I want to know when they're going to be equal. So I'm just going to take class A, 8.35x, and set it equal to 10 plus 3.25x. Now I'm just going to solve this equation. I look to see if there's any like terms on the left side. 8.3 plus 3.5x are not like terms. I look to see if there's like terms on the right hand side. 10 plus 3.25x are not like terms. So I'm going to move all my variables to one side and all my non-variables to the other side. I'm going to do the opposite this time. Now I'm going to move my variables to the left hand side. So I'm going to subtract 3.25x from both sides. You could do it either way. This 8 just comes down. 3.5 minus 3.25 is a positive 0.25x equals 10, and 3.25x minus 3.25x cancels out. Since I moved all my variables to the left, I'm going to move all my other terms to the right. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. 8 minus 8 cancels out. I'm left with 0.25x equals 10 minus 8 is 2. Since this is 0.25 times x, I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to divide by 0.25. 0.25 divided by 0.25 cancels out and becomes 1. So I just have x equals 2 divided by 0.25, which is 8. So it would take 8 weeks for the two flowers to be the same height. And the last question. Maria and Liam have similar sales jobs. Maria earns 20% commission on her sales, and Liam earns a weekly salary of $625 plus a 10% commission on his sales. What amount of sales will result in Maria and Liam earning the same amount for the week? Take a second to copy down the question. So I need to first determine what the question is asking. The question wants to know what amount of sales will result in them having the same amount for the week. Same. Key word again. Same means equal. Since this is a word problem, I need to identify my variable. So x is going to be the sales in dollars. So I have two different situations. I have Maria and I have Liam. Maria earns 20% commission on her sales. 20%, I cannot work with 20% as it is, so I need to turn it into a decimal, so it becomes 0.2. And it's 20% of her sales, so it's going to be 0.2 times x, or her sales. Liam gets a salary of $625 plus 10% commission on his sales, so it's going to be 0.10 times x. If I need to know what amount of sales will make these be the same means equal, so I'm going to set them equal to each other. 0.2x equals 625 plus 0.1x. I'm going to look to see if there's any like terms on the left hand side. 0.2x, nothing like terms. On the right hand side, I have 625 and 0.1x. They are not like terms. So now I need to move my variables to one side and my constants or non-variables to the other side. On the left hand side, I already have just variables, so I'm going to move my variable to the left hand side. So when I move my variables to the left hand side, 0.2x minus 0.1x is 0.1x equals 625 comes down. 0.1x minus 0.1x is going to cancel out. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 0.1. 0.1 divided by 0.1 cancels out to leave me with x, and 625 divided by 0.1 gives me 6,250. So my answer would be $6,250.